Good morning, Facebook, and welcome, excuse me, welcome to my daily broadcast. It's the Daily Pulse, and today we are talking about the energy of the 8. And I thought it would be fun to show you what I do with the tarot cards when I'm thinking about numerology and the energy of the day. So sometimes I will get out the number of the card and I will use that to really feel into what the energy looks like. So let me know if you are here live or on the replay. I am always excited to see you live. Hi, Kyla. And I love to comment, say hello. If you have any questions about anything on the replay, let me know. If you want more information about numerology or the Daily Pulse or like tarot or the field or whatever it is, Reiki, whatever I'm doing, I would love to play with you. Good morning, Shelly. The day is your personal day. I love that. You got all that mastery, all that momentum coming. You are amazing, Shelly. So good to see you. Good morning. So today is an 8 energy day, right? And so we know that there is a level of momentum. There's a level of calling in of mastery. There's a level of understanding that as you are consistent, committed, and devoted to your mission, to your purpose, to your vision, then you're going to eventually get the momentum that you want, right? Like I've been doing the Daily Pulse for over 2 years in written form, and I have tried many times to do live video around the Daily Pulse. And it wasn't until I just did this 21-day wealth activation, and I picked a time that worked pretty well for me. And I have become so committed. I became so committed to that moment, to that time of the day, and I stopped scheduling things around it. And I became really committed to coming online. I became really committed to understanding my vision and truly understanding what it looks like to create the momentum around it. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and I feel like I've really got this feeling of momentum going right now, and it feels really exciting and really good to me, and something that I feel like I am going to sustain. So really fun, really exciting. Let's play with the numbers of the tarot cards. So the first one that we're going to look at is the 8 of Wands, okay? Or not 8 of Wands, 8 of Swords. So the 8 of Swords, you can see in this picture, there's a woman, right? She's our character, and she is our storyteller. And she's wearing a blindfold, and she has all of these swords sort of around her, but mostly really behind her, right? And she has a very clear path in front of her. Yes, there's water in front of her, but there's really nothing truly blocking her. And so this 8 card, good morning, Angela. So glad you're here. So this, and thank you, Shelly. I'm celebrating myself as well. I appreciate that very much. So this card is really saying to us, you have created a prison of your own mind, right? Like you have all of these swords all around you that you have created this sort of like prison. You have this blindfold you can't see in front of yourself. And yet all you need to do is make a choice. All you need to do is make this choice to be committed to your mindset, to shifting your mindset. So this card is really saying you've created this prison in your own mind. How are you going to change that? How are you going to do that for yourself, right? You can take the blindfold off. So open up that third eye, open your eyes and see what's around you. This is a card of awareness, right? And that is the first step in the brain game. It's the first step in the divine timing cycle is awareness, right? So when we have awareness, we're like, hello, I see what's happening all around me. And guess what? I create my reality. I create my mindset, right? And so all we need to do here is like take that blindfold off and walk forward. It's really easy. I say with all of the love in the world, it's not really easy because this path is not always easy, but dropping cards. Okay, so the second card that we're going to look at today is the Cups. Okay, so the 8 of Cups. So we see we have a man here, and he has his back turned to us. We cannot see his face. And we see that he's walking away, right? So we see he's walking away towards the mountains. The cups are all stacked right here. And it's really, this is the card of being really utterly dedicated and committed to moving forward. So see how this is part of the 8, right? You are committed. You are devoted to what you're so devoted to your vision that you're going to let go of places, of people, of things that are no longer serving you. See, this commitment to vision, this devotion to self. When we are so devoted to ourselves and so devoted to what we want to see in the world, we are willing to leave behind people, places, things that no longer serve us. I moved last year, right? I moved and I left Colorado. It was not an easy move. My boys weren't really into it. They didn't want to come, even though I knew it was what I needed to do. And it was what I had known that I needed to do for a long time, but I wasn't devoted to it yet. I wasn't fully devoted to my mission yet. And as I became more and more devoted to what I need and what I want for my world and for this world, then I knew that it was time for me to go. And I was able to be the one who, the catalyst to get us to where we needed to go. Okay, so then we have the 8 of Wands, and this one is really interesting. There's no character in this card, right? It's just the wands, and they're not even fully in the picture, but this card is the card of momentum, and it's really this card of like, all right, you've got this momentum. You are like, you're rolling with your momentum, whether you like it or not. So we create momentum in our lives without judgment. We like it or we don't like it, but we've created it. Right. And so this is the card of like, you've created the momentum, time to just ride that wave for a minute and maybe check in tomorrow and see whether you like the momentum that you have created. Right. I'm glad it feels delicious. That is awesome. Yes, I love that. Hand fasting rituals to self. I am really excited about hearing about that. What is that? Okay, so then we have the 8 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Pentacles is saying you're doing the thing. This is the physical manifestation. This is like, I'm doing it. I'm doing the live every day. Oh my God, Joy said this to me 2-3 years ago when she was explaining the number 8 to me and this card. And I remember sitting in the Tarotpreneurs group and being like, okay, and I wrote it down. I'm doing live every day. And I kept wanting to do a live every day, but I was not devoted. I was not committed to my craft. I mean, I was, but I didn't have the full vision yet, right? I didn't understand what that commitment to momentum really meant. And this is the card of mastery. This is the card of you are masterful in your craft. You are masterful in what you are doing. You are committed. You are devoted, right? You get the message here. You're getting the message. I love it. Hand fasting is a Wiccan marriage commitment ceremony. So a dedication. Oh, I love that. Yes, of course. I get it. Yes. And so then we have the card of the 8, the courage card, the strength card. And this card is really about the infinite, right? Like understanding our infinite connection to source, our infinite connection to the limitlessness of the cosmos, of the universe, right? So I really see this card as really understanding that as we master ourselves, we are really committed, devoted to what we want in the world, right? And when we're able to be masterful with ourselves and within ourselves, it shows up on the outside, right? And this is something that I've been working on for years. And it was a big wake-up call for me to really understand that I create my reality and that I didn't like my reality. There were parts that I liked and that there were parts that I loved, but I didn't like what I was seeing on the outside. And that had everything to do with my self-mastery. And so I became more and more devoted to myself, and I became more and more devoted to my inner landscape. And that is self-mastery to me. It's like when you are fully devoted to taking radical responsibility for yourself and the inside of you, and knowing that everything happens in your world because of you. Um, it's a big wake-up call, and sometimes it's not your favorite wake-up call. It might not be the prettiest wake-up call, right? So this is the card of taming that inner lion, right? And really understanding that you get to create. You get to choose again and again and again. And there's no judgment here. There's no judgment. I mean, I did judge myself a whole heck of a lot. I had to work on that a lot too. But there's no judgment. It just is. So you are where you are, and it's perfect. And so now you get to look at it and say, wow, am I really devoted? Am I committed? Am I becoming more and more masterful? Do I like the what I'm seeing on the outside? Is that reflecting what's on the inside, right? So that is part of my message for today. I kind of rambled on, but I kind of liked it. So the next part of the message is kind of about the brain game and how it sort of works in that world as well. And I want to talk about the slight edge principle today. The slight edge principle says it's easy to do, it's easy to not do. So my example here, and what I've been really focused on as we've been walking through the brain game, as I teach it this time around, and as I'm taking it. So I'm taking it personally, and I'm teaching it at the same time, which has been really fun. And I'm really using this round to work on my foundation. And I moved, right? So I moved into a new home. COVID hit, like our life got a little bit chaotic, right? And so we're really understanding the slight edge when we're talking about the brain game. We prioritize our energy and then we take action. We understand that when we're using that emotional mastery, that self-mastery of the slight edge, we understand that when we do something, when we're committed and we're devoted, hence the 8 energy, when we're committed to what we're doing and we use that slight edge principle, we can actually make huge progress in a really short period of time. So I'm going to give you the example of my hip. I've had a hip problem for a very long time. Okay. So longer than since I've had Wyatt. And when I had Wyatt, I had a really traumatic cesarean section. And I have been absolutely terrified to do any core work ever since then. When I run, my hip falls out of the socket. Basically, I stopped exercising because it was too painful. And anytime I would try to exercise, I would hurt myself. I did a lot of Reiki. I did a lot of clearing. So I've been doing this work, and I've been doing a lot of body work, but I needed more. There was more that I needed. And I followed my intuition, and I went to see a physical therapist here in Iowa City. And that was about 5 weeks ago. And you guys, my hip, I have no longer am having sciatica, and I am no longer in pain. I am walking an hour every day. I am strengthening my abs. I am strengthening my core. And this is about the root chakra. This is about foundation. This is about safety and security and all of the things that I talk about all of the time in creating my foundation. I am recreating my foundation in my body because I moved into a new space, into a new house, and because I recommitted to my being and to my body and to my vision. And I know that if I don't have a strong foundation, then I have nothing. And so I am using the brain game. I'm using my own tools. I'm using this slight edge principle, and I am really, really understanding just more about myself and more about my body. And every minute that I'm doing it, I feel so committed and so proud of myself. I'm celebrating myself constantly. And with my PT, he's so awesome. You know, he's high-fiving me, and he's so proud of my commitment. I get up and go by 7 a.m. to these appointments. It's not easy. And I'm walking very early in the morning. And I'm just so committed. And it just feels really easy. And it didn't used to. So I'm just saying, keep going, keep doing the work. You got this. You can do this too. I can do this. You can do this, right? So that is my message for today. Daily Pulse. I am thrilled to be here with you at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I'll see you all on Monday. And I get to see some of you in other spaces. We have Master the Brain Game today. We have Reiki Q&A. So part of my mentorship for my Reiki school is that once a week we meet as a group and we talk about either a workshop process or we do a Q&A about business or about how your sessions are going. So that's a really great way to really become more masterful in your craft of Reiki. If you're interested in that, I would love to have a conversation with you about that. And then the last thing that I want to promote for today is that Joy Kingsborough will be channeling for the third day in a row. These are 90-minute sessions. These are powerful. These are potent. This is the work that I have been doing with her for the past year in a very private setting. And you get to experience Joy and Jonah, and it is absolutely amazing. So I invite you at 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So 1 p.m., okay, 2 p.m. Mountain Standard, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. Today is the last day. And then we have one more week to go before Mindshift starts. And if you're interested in getting into Mindshift and thinking like the universe and really understanding the universal laws, you're going to want to be in this course. And if you're interested in it and you're in my community, I want you to reach out to me and let's talk about how you're going to get into that course, if it's the right thing for you. And I'm so excited about it. Good morning, Michelle. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. So get in today for this final channeling session. It's just mind-blowing. You guys, my life has changed more than I can even explain to you by working with Joy and Jonah. And the beautiful part is that this isn't just me like sending you off to Joy and Jonah. This is like inviting you to walk with me as we walk through the universal laws together. I want to mind shift too. I've been through the universal laws program. I have been dealing and living in the universal laws for the past 2 years, really integrating, really immersive. And I'm going to have a fabulous, amazing mastermind as we walk through the universal laws together. So if you choose to join in Mindshift, you will also receive my mastermind Amplify, where we're going to really dive into the laws together. And really, it's going to be so amazing. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So get to walk with me through the universal laws, walk with Joy and Jonah, and like a handful, probably a large handful of really freaking amazing people who are on the path. And this is going to open you up. It's going to expand you, and it's going to help you to exponentially grow. I am not joking. Okay. Love you all so much. Thank you for being here, and I will see you on Monday. Mwah.